Hey,
Cool.
what's up, everyone? Welcome to Mastodon Comics and Music. Tonight we have a special show commemorating the life and times of Luis Dominguez. Um, my special guests are Metarog Roger and Bill from Comic Mag's Musings. Uh, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to the show.
Awesome.
Yeah, likewise. Been a big fan of this man for so many years, 50 years or so.
Thank you, Roger. But let's keep this about Luis Dominguez.
Yeah, well, as usual, Bill's delusions of grandeur have come to the forefront. So I was very happy that you had this, Don, because he merits a little more love than what he's been getting here.
Yes, so. I agree, and going into that. It's kind of my own personal story with Mr. Dominguez. I was a fan of him before I even knew who he was. So my roots with Luis Dominguez go back to my childhood when I've told this story many times. My parents had they used to go to an local auction every Tuesday night, auction house. And one night they came home with a box full of comic books. And part of it was a bunch of Sergeant Fury, well-loved Sergeant Fury books. And the other part was a bunch of well-loved Weird War tales. And it's kind of, I guess, invigorated my love of, well, both of those titles, but more so Weird War tales. And he had a pretty solid run in Weird War tales, and I was fortunate enough to in that stack were a bunch of the books that he had done, the covers that he had done. So I before I knew who he was, when I was 12, 13 years old, I was already a fan. And I guess that fueled when I got back into collecting, that fueled my love for his books. Sadly, I'm sorely lacking in his Ghost run, which is probably his most extensive.
Yeah.
Ahoy, Captain. Good to see you.
Cap.
Cap, what's up, buddy? Looky there.
What always impressed me about him, Luis Angel Dominguez, is that he had a career in Argentina 20 years before he ever made it over here.
Yes.
So he was an established artist already, but not in the United States, and out of sight, out of mind kind of stuff. And then he was freelancing for everybody: Warren, Charlton, Dell, Gold Key, even some Marvel in there. So he was in demand, and he was busy for about 15-year stretch. This man was cranking them out. Unfortunately, it wasn't there weren't he wasn't in one of those iconic superhero titles like Adams on Batman,
right?
Or Byrne on Superman. But when you look at the totality of his work, it is immensely impressive.
I agree. Jackson, good to see you, sir. He's celebrating the fact that I'm on a live stream again tonight. Thank you, Jackson. Please.
Yesterday and 4 Color Fossils today here.
Yeah.
So, yes, I mean, I agree. I love his work. He was part of the Union studio in Argentina that had a plethora of particularly artists, not so much writers, but artists that did a lot of popular Argentine comic books prior to doing a lot of work for Charlton, but only a few, like Luis Dominguez, kind of broke out of some horror titles here or there and Charlton. And he was one of the few that, like Roger said, did work for Warren. He actually did a little bit of work for Eerie Publications. I'll cover that later. But he was immensely talented, both as a cover artist and with some interior art.
Great.
I guess we're here to celebrate. So On October 17th would have been his 100th birthday. And sadly, he passed away in July of 2020. So he was with us for a long time.
Pretty incredible longevity, though, isn't it?
Yes, that's not a bad record.
No, it isn't.
That's a damn good run. But in honor of his birthday, I'm going to do a toast. So here's to you, Luis Dominguez. Thank you for everything that you graced us with, your art, and your presence, your longevity. Thank you, sir.
Hear, hear.
Salud.
So I don't know if we want to just go ahead and get into it and start showing some books. I don't know who wants to go first.
Pick somebody, Donnie. You're the lead. Pick Bill. He's a big.
Why don't we go Don, me, Roger, and Don, me.
I am so glad Don is the one who's running the stream, or else I'd be relegated to the dross of the barrel.
All right, I'll let me find the. Actually, no, I'll save that for last.
I concentrated on the covers because that's what's easiest to see. But
yeah,
right.
I have a lot of his interior work that he did do on the covers.
Yeah,
well, we'll have to take your word on that, Roger.
Yeah.
The one thing that I would Roger, you'd mentioned his Argentinian work. I would love to be able to find any piece of that. If I would come across that, it would be like I guess you could consider that a grail.
Scout River was the big one, the first one.
Yeah,
that he worked on in
Scout
the 50s.
River. Yeah. Unfortunately, those are very hard to find. I mean, I don't know how the distribution worked in Argentina or whatever, but I lived in Miami and I saw stuff from Mexico, from Spain, from Portugal. I never saw anything from Argentina.
Yeah.
So, but if I do run across it, Donnie, I'll let you know.
Awesome. I will.
Aren't you talked out from last night? You know, Bill, he's never talked out.
Do you have any blue wrenches in here, Don, and get rid of some of the riffraff?
I do, but I don't think any of them are in the chat.
Rats. Just my luck.
You can make Jackson Roykirk. He'll take care of himself.
If you make him a blue wrench, can he remove himself? That's what I'd like to know. Yeah,
I want to do that. All right,
Donnie, what you got there, man?
There's a brief 3-issue run called Tales of Ghost Castle, and that's backwards, isn't it? Does that look backwards to you guys?
No.
No, that's fine, right?
Yep.
Looks fine to me.
Yep.
Okay. It looked backwards to me, I guess. But anyway, Tales of Ghost Castle, and he did issue 2, and he's not credited for some reason in some of the sources for issue 3, but his signature is on the cover of issue 3.
Right below the lady's dress. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I believe, did Ernie? I think Ernie Chua did
number
issue
1. Yeah, that's correct.
That was Ernie Chan, actually, too.
Yeah, Chan.
It's the same guy.
He went by Chua.
He went by Chua and Chan, yeah.
I say both. I don't because he's so confusing. He's a complex person. But so Tales of Ghost Castle, great freaking cover. It kind of reminds me of Treasure of the Sierra Madre a little bit.
Yep.
But that skeleton waiting for them to get after their gold, and it's a good story too. I enjoyed it. He's known for his horror, but he also did some westerns. So this is the only western of his that I have. So I pulled it out and said, Cheyenne Kid, Luis Dominguez. I don't know if you can see it. It's down here in the corner.
Yeah, faintly. Yeah, that's definitely him. That wispy line work is a dead giveaway to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Roger mentioned his work for Warren. Here's an Erie painted cover. Well known for his painted covers. I believe I put links in the description for some websites that have some of his work, and I think one of them was like an auction type site where they had sold some of the original pieces and stuff, black and whites and things like that.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice to get your hands on?
Wow.
Oh,
Wouldn't it?
I don't know what piece it was. It was a cover, but I think it just went for a couple $100,000 on Heritage Auction.
That's pretty considerable.
And I was like, that's an awesome mark for his legacy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but that's a one of one, Donnie. So it's totally unique. And I bet you there's not that many original art covers of his out there. Very few, I bet.
Oh, I would be hard pressed to find anything like that.
A lot of the art back then was thrown away.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Which is mind-boggling to think, but that's
isn't it?
That was not a very common process back then.
Speaking of extensive runs, he had a pretty good run of covers on House of Mystery. This is I don't know if I would say most well known, but it is one of his top well known covers from the run. The ominous,
spectacular.
Yes,
that's fabulous, great perspective,
and that bird.
Yeah, you're just drawn to it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. She's running away from the bird and into something worse, probably.
Yeah, something about a frying pan and a fire.
And a fire. Yeah.
And the way the colors were done, I always thought it was pretty neat. The black and white drifting into the colors, like,
right.
Exemplifies the out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Another run is House of Secrets.
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
Love this cover. Absolutely love this cover.
Look at the detail there. It's just amazing when you think about it. Just amazing. His face, the line work, the eyes, the expression, and then you have the tribal people in the background. Amazing.
Yeah, and the perspective is fantastic too.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite part of it.
He was really good with that too. The perspective, it just made it that much more eerie.
Yep.
No pun intended.
Right. Yeah. That probably would have been the better
for the eerie man.
That would have been a better statement there.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna show this one here too as well, and then we'll move on to Bill. I just really like this one with the skeletal hand poking the, I guess, would you call it a voodoo doll?
Voodoo doll.
Mm-hmm. That's from Jackson Roy Kirk's neck of the woods right there.
Yeah.
He's got a couple Bill ones ready to go.
Oh yeah, he does. Every now and then my feet get really hot. I think I know why. Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. He can't draw a bad cover if he tried, man. I tell you. That's just the way he is. That's the level of his talent,
Yeah, there's there's just some that how do I do that? Oh, took them out.
There we are. Oh, nope.
How do I do it?
Just drag over whoever you want in the middle.
There we go.
Jackson says he has one right next to him, ready to go. I believe it.
That's terrible. Yeah.
I believe it. All right. I'm going to show. I have a couple different items. I imagine we'll go a couple rounds, but I want to get a couple of these comics out before Roger tries to steal the show on me with those. But some of my favorites, right, that are right up his alley are the weird titles, right? Really love this one right here. Fantastic cover.
Yeah, I had that one pulled, and I decided, I'm gonna put that one back.
Yeah, this one is fantastic.
Oh my!
Yes. And whenever this is me, when I hear Matilda say 7, when I know I showed a cover on Cover Slingers, it's a 10+.
Yeah. The Face of Fear. I know it well.
That's exactly right.
Well, he doesn't get that many 7s, but when he does,
And I want to get these out before Roger does, because you know how he is with all of his slab books. It's ridiculous. But we've got Weird Western Tales number 22, right? He was big on Jonah.
Long run on Weird Western.
Yeah, one of the main contributors. So I collect Weird Western Tales as well as Jonah Hex. So this one has always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, fabulous read too. Fabulous read those.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he had something between 30 and 40 issues, didn't he, on that?
Yeah, he had like 3-4 year run on that. Yeah, I think they were bi-monthly, so maybe it was more closer to 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell me that this isn't a fabulous weird cover. Love this one. I collect Weird War Tales as well.
Yeah, and it's his first issue on the run.
Is it really? I did not know that.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Is that the one right before the paratrooper falling down?
Yep.
Yes.
With the skull.
Gorgeous art.
Fabulous. And the face that the soldier at the front there, his face graces some of the issues in the 40s across the banner.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes. So
and on the
even
back,
though he didn't do some of those covers, he still had his imprint on it.
I don't know if Luis did this. I don't know if he was aware, but you could make money and get prizes by selling fast-selling American seeds. And that's on the back. So Mrs. Musings gets upset when I tell people what the prizes are, so I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah,
but that is on the back. And if you get your own copy, you can see what prizes are available.
Thank you. We don't put anybody to sleep like we do on your show.
That copy's in a lot better shape than my copy. My copy's in the corner.
No, I love that one.
Great cover. Great.
I'll show one more this round. So this is some of his creepy artwork. It's not the cover art, but he did this story, Point of View.
Oh,
just
look at the anguish in that guy's face.
Yeah. Just gorgeous pencil work that's really highlighted by being in a larger format and being in black and white. There's no need to cover up these pencil lines because they were right on target.
Yeah, agreed.
Color can really help cover up some mistakes. In black and white, it's naked out there for people to see.
Yeah.
And he was one of the artists that really benefited from this format, in my opinion. So,
absolutely,
just incredible artwork. And that's Creepy issue number 47, where he has that story.
Cool.
I'll turn it over to Roger.
All right, let me see if I can do this right this time.
Hey, G-Man, how you doing, Robert? We're showing a lot of horror tonight, Robert. So stick around.
What's up, G-Man?
Nobody has shown Gold Key yet, so I'm gonna start with that because
I don't have any of his Ghoul Key.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
he did a lot of Boris Karloff.
Oh yes.
This painted cover here is, look at that shadow, the way that it extends from his feet up the building, and then the menacing pose. The lady in the background, the shadow is absolutely perfectly placed compared to the lighting. Just creepy and eerie and just as mysterious as you want right there. Painted.
The perfect artist for a Boris Karloff book.
Perfect, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Creepy and eerie and vampy.
Yeah. He did this cover for Adventure Comics, but it's a horror cover. It's Adventure Comics 427.
Yep, I was going to pull that one too, and I decided not to.
It's
hey, Signature King, good to see you.
Hey, Tony, how you doing? It's the same kind of deal,
Tony?
right? Where, he thinks that he's safe because of those monsters there, and in the back,
Yes.
look at the detail on that monster. Every scale is just inked
It's
perfectly.
incredible.
Looks like Jackson just before Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's that dinner bell ring. Yeah,
you have
coming out of that New Orleans swamp.
That's exactly right.
just gorgeous stuff here. I mean, just you're just drooling when you're seeing stuff like that. Because it's just outstanding. I like this one here because it's a DC special series, unexpected special. And it's got like those kids in peril, and they're about to be thrown into this grave. And that's not the worst part. It's the extension of the dirt.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah.
And of course you have that, that eclipsed moon back there or whatever that is. Really cool and creepy. When you're a kid and you see this, you're like, ooh, that kind of thing.
Hey, Nauman.
Unexpected was another one. What's up, Nauman? Unexpected was another one he had a lengthy run on too.
Yeah. Now you showed the other Ghost Castle, but you didn't show number 3.
Yes, I did have it out, but I put it back.
That's the one where you said the signature was right under the dress.
Right. Yeah. LD. Yep. He put LD right there, kind of overlapping sometimes.
Yeah.
And again, we talked about perspective. She's going in here, and she's look what she's saying. Evil spirit, leave this room. I command you. And everything's heading. Look at the lines. They're heading towards her.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, when you, as a kid, you see this comic, you're like, oh, I got to figure out. I got to find out what's going. This was only 3 issues that you said, Donnie, but really good stories in there.
Yes.
There's one more, and then I'll let you guys move along. We talked about Weird Western Tales, and this is one of his really good hanging cover here.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
I mean, look how beautiful that lady, the long dress, the striations there on it.
And the prominence of those 2 forward characters.
Exactly. We talked about perspective, right?
Yep.
And notice how they're obviously she's obviously on this wagon here, but like you said, the prominence there. Look at the face of Jonah Hex there. Like, what do I do if I shoot her? These guys are going to kill. It's consternation.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Beautiful work, just gorgeous work. I got lots more, but I'll stop for that right now.
All right. I'm blurry.
No, I don't see you blurry. looks clear here.
I thought maybe I was like Sasquatch. Let me switch my camera again.
Hey, Damien, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, Damien?
Damien, what's up, my friend?
The West Coasters are out.
Good to see you hanging out with Bueller and Nauman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not feeling
Dracula Lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was hoping. I only have two issues of Drac Lives, and one is a Dominguez cover, and the other one is somebody else's name, and I can't remember it. I don't think it's Earl Norham. But yeah, this is one that's he's kind of known for, is the Drac Lives, and the vampies.
Yeah, didn't he do three or four of the covers from that series? I think.
I believe so. Yeah, I think he did issue 1.
Might have,
if I'm not mistaken.
I only have 2. I think number 2, which I don't think he did.
I got to think, and I think I noticed it with the Erie one. He has his signature is spelled out like Luis Dominguez instead of LD like he commonly did with the other DC stuff. But I was trying to look. Do you know if he did any Marvel stuff other than the Curtis?
Not. He didn't do any comics, I don't believe, but I have a few. Deadly Hands of Kung Fu he did.
Okay. But yeah, I just here's some more of that perspective.
Were those Marvel or were they Curtis?
Well,
I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, Curtis.
Same thing. It's
Marvel.
It's their magazine arm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it was their magazine arm. Then they went back to Marvel.
Back to Marvel later on. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother story behind that. We're not going to get into tonight. There are reasons for it, which
that's a different live stream.
Yes, that's right.
This is probably one of my favorite House of Secrets covers that he did, especially.
Agree.
I have 2 copies of this, so that kind of proves it. that shadow of the devil and it's like leading. I mean, there's. I don't want to say there's some societal themes in this cover, but there kind of is. You name whatever it is perceived as an evil, and this kind of defines it.
Wait a minute, Don. Did you just say you don't want to say, and then you proceeded saying it?
You didn't specify it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think that it's definitely up to interpretation, right? And I
think that's what I meant.
Yeah.
You can see, oftentimes you can see what you want to see in it, and oftentimes you can see what you don't want to see in it as well.
Thank you. That's another one of his well-known.
Love that one.
Fabulous.
It is great.
Fabulous.
Cat in the dollhouse.
Just the detail in the building alone is worth the price of admission.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Just gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous stuff.
And as soon as I discovered that he did a shark cover, especially I knew I had to pick it up.
A transformational shark cover too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he always has to squeeze a skeleton into the thing.
Yeah, he does. Just for good measure.
Mr. Dominguez, I love you.
Yeah. Probably that's to make so you're it's obvious it's a horror comic and not like a superhero or something like that, you know. Yeah.
I think Jackson can validate it, but I think that cover was shown last night on 4-Color Fossils as well. There are definitely there's a subgenre of shark cover collectors out there.
Oh yes.
So this one was mentioned earlier. I think Roger, you mentioned it.
Yeah. Love that cover.
Great one.
Weird War Tales number 14. That's his second issue of the run. Just the way he did the way he did the plane.
Yeah.
As like
it's a ghost plane.
Flying away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's spectacular, man. And the moon in the background, you know, just
yes.
I mean, it just sent chills up your spine when you think about it, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine that landing in your backyard, you know. Come on.
I'm kind of reminded. It wasn't there a scene or whatever in the Heavy Metal movie.
Yeah,
dealing with skeletons on a gunship, an air gunship.
Yep.
That's kind of what that reminds me of.
I've never seen that movie. Heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I was very little when that came out, and I heard it was a naughty movie.
Oh yeah, there's naughty
it has
parts.
nudity. Yeah, for
There's
sure.
definitely naughty parts. It is worth the admission, though. The second one, not so much.
Roger probably wore out 3 or 4 VHS tapes with pausing, starting, pausing, starting.
No, I saw it in the theater, actually.
Oh, I bet you did.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I didn't know about the nudity part.
Oh, sure you didn't. Wink, wink. Yeah, I
But
understand.
any kind of animated feature, I was a fan of.
You were all over it.
Yeah, got it.
Fair enough. Clouds are creepy too, just like the spider was. Yeah,
total agreement.
Nauman thinks everything is creepy. Whales, clouds.
Jackson said it was in the opening of the movie.
Okay.
So yeah. Oh.
Yes, that's right.
So I'm going to pass it back off to you, Bill.
All right. So for these, I know you guys won't be showing these, but for us who are less fortunate and don't have too many shekels to rub together, we get our reading material wherever we can get them. And most of my comic consumption has been through trades, not through floppies.
Mm-hmm.
So Showcase presents House of Secrets. This is the second issue. I also have the first, but he has several covers, several stories in here, and really, really good reads.
Yeah.
For DC horror, which in my opinion was hit or miss. They were just still kind of busting out a little bit from the Comics Code Authority, but not enough, especially when you compare that to a lot of the magazines which weren't operating under the code. Mm-hmm. Secrets of Sinister House.
Yes.
Same with this. Great stories.
So brilliant.
Absolutely. Wonderful artwork. Unfortunately, with the Showcase Presents, I mentioned, Roger's probably like, shut up already. I said it 100 times. It's just like the Marvel Essentials. They're like mirror trade lines.
Yeah.
They're black and white, right?
Okay.
So
I thought they were
color, but that's one of the reasons why they were affordable to purchase. And what's great about the Showcase Presents versus the Marvel is most of them are numbered. Most of the pages are numbered. The Marvel Essentials don't have numbered pages, and that becomes increasingly important the older you get.
Yeah,
you don't skip any pages.
And I think the print quality was better on the Showcases too, wasn't it?
Well, it was about the same.
Yeah.
They're almost mirror images of one another in almost every aspect. Price, they were both targeting the same demographic with their price point. We have Phantom Stranger.
Yes.
This one's issue number 2. One doesn't have much from him, but the second volume does, where he's got some several stories in there and some cover art as well.
Yeah, the snake cover with the lady lying down and bound.
Yes.
Man,
I don't have it, but that's a great cover.
Oh, that's genius. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately, but man.
Do you remember what issue that was, Roger? Do you have any idea?
20 something, but
20,
I don't remember exactly.
24?
Could be.
Let me see.
The 5 cover. I think he did 5 covers on that, and I think they were in the 20s.
They were in the 20s. I remember that. 25.
25.
25.
Okay, close.
Yeah. 25. Man, that cover, I tell you, every time I saw a snake, I was like, it would just flash back to that cover because I had that cover, that comic as a kid. That's it. Yep.
Yes. Oh,
tell me that is not like horror personified. Right there.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Oof.
Just fantastic.
The shadow of the Phantom Stranger in the back.
Yeah. Love it.
Great.
And I was like, do something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, I want to help you.
He's just like in the shadow there.
That's that empathy, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Please. I don't know, Nauman. I can check when we're on Roger. I'll check and find out for you. This is the last trade I have. This is number 3 of the House of Mystery, and obviously this is a title that he contributed to quite a bit as well. So same thing. Some decent stories, some really good stories, kind of mixed in. But the ones that he worked on always had quality art.
Oh yes, and that's a Wrightson cover there. That
It is correct.
So do I.
All right, those are the trades that I wanted to show, and I'll show some magazines my next time around.
Okay. All right.
Nice. Okay. Let me show you the 2 Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, because a lot of people do not know that he did work on this.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this cover because they're on a tightrope between buildings. And Chang-Chi and that guy with that scimitar, whatever that sword is.
Yeah.
Not a
Great
sword,
cover, isn't it?
And look, but again, perspective, like top down, like isometric almost. But again, they are you can tell that they are the stars there, but the situation is clear as well. So
yes,
fabulous stuff. This other one is not quite as dynamic. I think probably he was told that this is how they want it because of the characters involved, but still good perspective, right?
Oh yes.
Cantonese Comic Kid, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Jeff? So you see they're in like this pit, and you got these soldiers on top, and they're trying to fight their way out through those guns there. So
good.
The figures are not like his best work, I don't think, but the perspective is good.
Yeah.
I just calls them as I sees them, Donnie. All right. This one is another, again, that same kind of perspective where you're looking through the actual situation, and this is a trap with those 2 girls, and of course you have those German soldiers, and the American soldier says, "Oh, it's safe." No, not even close. Kind of, he uses a lot of his horror elements here.
Yeah.
As far as the perspective, the ambushing, all that.
I came across that cover a couple years ago, and I pulled it out, and it was just destroyed across the bottom. I was like,
oh.
No.
And I don't have that many shekels either, whatever those are. But I'm old, so I picked these up way back when from the quarter bins or whatever. So
sure, Big Daddy Warbucks.
Yeah, Weird Mystery 13. And obviously there's that guy in the coffin. I think this is the guy who knocked him off, and this is him coming back to get him, his revenge. His hairdo went a little crazy, but really creepy looking guy back there. I mean, really creepy. Just the way he opens those
shutters,
2-part windows. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just creepy as heck right there.
There's another Bill mentioned detail in the building. A lot of detail in that background there.
So I'll show you these because this is another one that he did. He did this DC specials. This is not horror. This is more classic literature. 3 Musketeers and Robin Hood. And he did all 3 of these. There were I think 3, maybe 4. And he did all the covers and I think he did some of the interiors too, I say. Oh no. That's Molinari. Okay.
Do you have any of his other Dell titles, Roger? I think he did the UFO one, Ripley.
I think I have maybe. Well, I think UFO was Gold Key.
Oh, okay, it was Gold Key. Yeah.
I'll see if I have those, Bill. I don't know if I pulled those offhand.
No, that's fine. I don't know if you did or not.
Oh, and Dawn showed this one, but I'm going to show it again because I agree. This creeped me out so much as a kid. You go into this room, and there's this guy, and I mean, and from his perspective, he's innocent, right? He doesn't know what it is, but then you have these 2 looking on, and they know something's up, and that creepy webbing, that he's been locked up in there, like that episode, that Twilight, the Howling Man, where he's locked in there, and they're like, don't let him out because otherwise the world will go to pish posh.
Yes.
And of course, the first thing he does, let him out, But that is just spectacular. You don't have to show the monster or the evil. It's apparent there.
Well, that's the Hitchcock paradigm, right?
Right. Yeah. Your mind will fill in the blanks as the most evil and the most absurdly bad being that it could be right there. So fabulous.
Jackson says I should change my name to Old Man Musings.
Yeah.
I'll take that into consideration, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, Roger, I need to watch that in this weekend.
Oh man, it's good. Oh. It is good.
What was that? Twilight Zone?
I think it was Twilight Zone. Yeah.
Never seen any of those.
They didn't even want to let him in. They didn't want to let him in, but he's like injured or something, so they let him in, and of course, the devil starts. Oh, these guys have imprisoned me here, and they're like, there's just this little shaft there. Why don't you pull it out? Oh, I can't. That should have been telling you something, right? But anyway. All right, go ahead.
A castle, and it was a stormy night, and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's very witching hour like.
Yes. Another run that Luis Dominguez was on.
I have a few of those. I'll show.
That's right. Yeah.
Pish posh. Pish posh.
Keep it family stream, Roger.
I don't even know what pish posh means. To tell you the truth. So, all right, Donnie, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll get ready for the next round.
All right. We ready? I'll move me back over here.
All right.
Thank you for telling me that, Roger. I didn't know about that dragging the picture over it. Kind of fun.
Somebody told me, Donnie, so it's not like I knew it offhand. I mean,
right. All right. So, I mentioned earlier about falling in love with Weird War Tales. So this was one in that batch. It's issue 20. And as you can see, it's very well loved. That spine is just tattered to pieces almost. But this is the very first issue that I saw in that box. So I thought it is my introduction to the series as a young kid. And just poring over these books constantly, looking at the pages, looking at the skeletons, and just being enamored with it. Forward, coward. There's no such thing as voodoo. Obviously, that's bullshit.
I've got a nemesis in New Orleans who can tell you that voodoo is definitely true.
The guy with the voodoo dolls, yeah.
Just how
we're young at heart, Jackson.
Yes. Come on now.
That's a great one, yeah.
Yes.
Love this.
I know Man Cave, he probably would have shown this one if he'd been with.
That's a Man Cave comic, yeah, you're right.
Because he's shown that in before, and it's one of his favorites.
World War I, biplanes, bombings.
Yes. Brilliant. Absolutely.
Specter of death in the background. Come on.
Love this cover. My brother Raul loves this cover as well. I've shown this in.
That's a good one too.
Times.
Would that be Hialeah Comic Bro Raul?
Yes, it is.
Does that bum even make videos anymore?
On rare occasions.
I haven't seen a new video from him in forever and a day.
Every once in the blue moon, he shows one.
Yeah.
Kind of like Santa Claus, he shows up once a year and then out he goes.
Except he takes toys instead of
gifts. He takes, doesn't leave.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show this one.
Yeah, that one's fabulous.
Oh, fabulous cover!
It's probably my favorite cover that he did. In my collection.
Wow.
But I'm going to say it's probably going to stay consistently at the top for covers that he did, because it's just, I'm a fan of red covers and red in covers, so this just blows my mind.
Yeah, the color choices are fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yes.
And of course, you have that finger, egging him on. Come on in. Yep. There's only a machine gun in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Never mind the other gentleman there.
Yeah. That's the least of his worries there. Yeah.
All right. This is for Nauman. So that's a Nick Carty cover. Nauman, that's the one that's in front of the book, and it's number 5, issue number 5, Secrets of Sinister House.
Yes.
He was asking what issue that was on the cover. So it's issue number 5. All right. This will be all of mine. This will be the last of the ones that I got. Someone showed this one, that rascal. So can't show it again. But that's from 1972.
It's so nice we have to see it twice.
Yeah. Issue number 43, which he did. It's a great zombie cover.
You're pulling that guy right out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another great perspective there. I mean, it narrows your vision in, it's
right. It's a slight fisheye lens almost.
Fisheye, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can tell, he's being pulled back, he's losing perspective, and you are seeing that. It's amazing.
Right. Yeah, I like that one. This one, beautiful box art on cover number 44.
Oh,
this is
oh wow,
Dominguez cover.
I did not know that was Dominguez. That's
yeah.
Great.
He did a lot for Eerie. He didn't do any covers for Creepy. He did the one story I showed, and he did one cover, I think number 20 of Vampirella. But that's the only Vampy cover I know that he did. So most of his Warren cover work, or nearly all of it, was for Eerie. And number 45, that's a Dominguez cover as well.
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's yikes. Where is that?
Look at the witch.
Yeah. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
That eye. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And this is probably my favorite of his Eerie covers, issue number 47.
That's fantastic.
Isn't it? Let me, for some reason, this stupid bags and boards are really reflective. So
oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's fabulous. Wow. Yeah, speaking of Raul.
Oh, man. Someone said his name 3 times in the bathroom, and he shows up in the chat. Go figure.
That's my fault. I shouldn't have said it.
What's going on, Raul? Good to see you. Yes, and I'm here to pick it back up. As soon as he stopped having you on his show, things started getting better. So, yeah, this is probably my favorite of his Eerie covers, but just incredible. I do not want to be on the business end of those, punji sticks.
Oh, no.
There you go. Yeah. All right, and I've got one more that the only one that I knew you guys wouldn't have. It is kind of a little bit under the radar. But as I said, like many Argentine artists during the 60s and 70s, he did a tiny bit of work for Myron Fass. And he did this gorgeous cover of the Sherlock Holmes one-shot magazine. Absolutely beautiful painted cover that he did for that. So moody, just incredible.
Good fun.
Myron Fass would publish anything if he thought there was a buck in it. And so this is that he thought he'd publish as a one-shot. And I just want to show there's a really, really nice illustration that he did in here as well. Let me show that to you. right there. That is Luis Dominguez as well. A beautiful, beautiful, detailed illustration that he did.
So good. That's incredible.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Just love it. So, and those are the items that I brought to share.
Good stuff, man. I did not know about that Sherlock Holmes. That's a good find.
Yeah.
I had seen that before on the internet. Actually,
I didn't know about it until I got that Erie Publications hardcover book, and that mentioned it. And so I'm like, man, I have got to chase that down. That is fantastic.
Well, damn it, now I have to chase it down.
That's the problem with these shows, right? That you see stuff you didn't, and you're like, oh, I gotta find that.
Absolutely, but this is the good kind of film.
Bill, I do have a few Ripleys, but I don't know. I can't find them. I know I have them, but
no problem. I didn't know if you'd brought any.
Yeah, I had a few. I don't know what happened to them. They could be that down in the press room, maybe. Because they were a little bit on the tatty side, but anyway.
I have a couple Ripley's, but neither of them were done by Dominguez.
Yeah, I have I think 2 or 3 of his, and again the painted stuff. There's one where these birds are sweeping down upon this ancient soldier. Beautiful stuff.
Yes.
Witching Hour. We're talking about that.
Yep, he did plenty for that. Some great titles too.
So good.
This lady going down here into the basement, apparently looking for her paramour, and unfortunately he has been possessed or dispossessed at this point.
A Raoul-like creature possessing that poor fellow.
Yeah. Hey, Raoul, how you doing, buddy? I bet your ears were burning a few minutes ago. Right?
Only because Jackson has a voodoo doll of him, I think.
Yeah. Here's another one of those. Look out behind you.
Yeah, he did a lot for Unexpected as well.
Unexpected, yeah. That Shiva-like character, and
I think I counted 32 covers he did on it.
32. There's the LD.
Really? Wow.
Right there.
Yeah.
So you can see that.
Jackson said, "Ooh, Roger has a press room. Excuse us."
Well, it's my garage, but
I think that's called flexing, Jackson. I think that's what he's doing.
It's my garage, but that's what I call it here.
We understand.
Here's Ghost. I like the head is in the arm of that lady, while these 2 kids are like, I wonder what surprises we'll find in the attic.
Yeah.
Right there's your surprise there, dudes.
Just chilling. Don't mind me over here.
Yeah, it's just rocking here, my rocking chair,
Yep.
That's kind of like, what was that movie with Beetlejuice, where they took their heads off.
Right.
Let's see, what else am I showing here? Oh, this one, Weird War Tales. We were talking about Weird War Tales.
Oh, that's a fantastic one.
Love it. You got them playing with the dolls down here, and they come to life behind them over here.
Yeah,
just fabulous stuff. I mean, as a kid, you're like, I wonder if these were real, and they're like, uh-oh.
Damn, those horns are just fantastic on that.
Wow,
love it.
Okay, and I'll show these last, like Bill. I'll just show my last few here. This reminds me of A Christmas Carol so much.
Yeah.
Marley there.
Now, Roger, do you have any of his titles all the way complete?
No.
Okay.
No. Oh, well, other than Ghost Castle. Well, no, actually, I'm missing number 2 on that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I don't have them all the way.
Well, he was on so many long-running anthology titles, though.
Gold Keys, Boris Karloff and Ripley's and UFO. I mean, he did Gold Key for I think 10 or 11 years off and on.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And here's another one, the same kind of thing in the attic. But this time there's a coffin up there. And of course the kid there, don't be afraid, nobody's up here. Same kind of trope, if this is the same kid, that's got to be the dumbest kid in history.
It might be.
He got bitten twice here. But,
in between panels, he's digging for gold, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this guy is like, the opposite of a charmed life, a cursed life, I guess. Yep. So that's all I brought for tonight, because I knew you guys were going to show some really.
Well, those are nice. Love them. Yes, Jeff, that I think that Vampy 20 is the only cover he did, but it was a
Yep.
spectacular one.
Yep, Vampy 20. Yep.
All right, I have 3 more I'm going to show, and then we'll wrap up. He did 1 issue of Swamp Thing.
Oh yeah, that's a
wow,
great one, isn't
Issue
it?
number 11.
Man.
Well, as soon as I found that out, I knew I had to go hunt for it.
Oh yeah. He didn't do a lot of those tentacle covers like Apro and those people, but that is spectacular.
So
even Wrightson would have to begrudgingly say that's a good cover.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bill, you had asked Roger if he had any completed runs of. I have the entire run of Weird War Tales.
Nice.
So I kind of felt it pertinent. I said I had the first issue that he pulled out, which you had shown, and I said I'm going to pull out the last 2 issues that he didn't run. So 70 and 71, nice. Both fantastic covers.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You got the Grim Jackson there with the sickle standing.
That personification of death is just. Yeah, that Grim Reaper. I mean.
Oh, that's what I meant, Reaper. Yeah.
Grim Jackson.
That is fantastic. Now, Donnie, are you gonna target any other series that he did, considerable work for?
Most likely, yes. I would like to go after some more. Though I only have 2 issues of Witching Hour that he did, and Ghost. I counted, I think, 54 issues of that, and I only have 1. No, I have two issues of Ghosts that he did. So I got like 50 some odd more. Ghost had
fun, right? Yeah,
fantastic covers. So most likely, if I'm gonna continue on the Dominguez journey, in lieu of trying to get all the Kirby stuff, probably go after a lot more Dominguez's work. And as I said earlier, if I can hunt down any of his Argentine work, I'd be ecstatic.
And yeah, Damien, he's originally from Argentina.
Yes.
Damien was asking in the chat. But
yeah. Born on October 17th, 1923. He passed away in July of 2020 at the young age of 96.
Mm-hmm. Almost 97.
Yeah, almost. Yeah,
so, incredible. Yeah, I'd say those are good ones. Especially now, I'd say the sooner the better if you're going to chase them, because Bronze Age horror, particularly DC,
going up.
It really is.
Yeah,
high grade copies are getting ridiculous.
Nobody wanted these in the 80s.
Yep.
I mean,
I think nobody wanted them in the 90s.
In the 90s, that's right. Yeah.
I think a lot of YouTube's done a lot to where people didn't know they existed. And they're like, wow, those are fabulous.
I remember the shop that I worked at, we had a huge run of Weird War Tales, Dominguez covers. We threw them all in the 50-cent bin, and these were mint.
Right.
Because they came off the rack, they went right into the box, and they were there for decades. It's a crying shame.
Honestly. It really is.
I have some from that box, but I couldn't rescue all of them,
Yeah.
Sure.
I wish I could have rescued them. I've had some upgrades.
Yeah. I mean, I got the first couple that you showed, the one with the bats that I think Bill showed, the one with the paratrooper. I got those out of the 50-cent bin. Dead, like perfect, not perfect, but near mintish.
Right.
For 50 cents back in 1985 or something.
Incredible.
Yeah. probably those, if you slab them, they're worth hundreds and hundreds now.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say what I was doing in 1985.
All right, Donnie.
I might have been pooping my pants.
Well, it'll come full circle for you, Donnie.
Yeah.
If you make it to Luis's age, yeah.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
be pooping your pants again.
Hopefully, I'm still continent that age. That'd be the dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be great. Be continent and to be mentally still well.
I probably won't be. I'll probably be mentally incapacitated.
Yeah. At least at Bill's level now,
Yeah, I've already passed that point.
Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming on, joining me to celebrate the work of this man. This was really fun. I got to see some covers that I need to track down. And shared some of the ones that I love. So
yeah, a lot of fun. And
thank you again for having me.
And again, I mean, the fact that you have such love for this gentleman, and that out there, I'm not saying that he's not loved. He's just doesn't have the exposure,
right?
That, because of the titles that he worked on were not like, front line, top of the line cover titles. But his work, if it was in those titles, would be up there to me with Wrightson and all those other great horror artists, Kubert and so on.
Yeah, he was great.
I think one of the things that draws me to him, other than how good he was, is how modest he was with his signature. Just a simple LD, and that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't after that glitz and glamour. He just work was work. So, and I think his legacy shows how brilliant he was.
Agreed, 100%.
Yep, absolutely,
100%.
I want to thank. Oh, as always, I want to thank everybody that popped in the chat. Nauman and G-Man, Jackson Roy Kirk.
Not that Raul cat either.
Damien and Hylia. I know I'm probably missing somebody else. There's some other awesome people that popped into the chat. Thank you. I'm always grateful.
Hey, Darren.
For you spending some time with us. What's up, Darren? How are you, sir?
Hey, Darren. How you doing, buddy?
Good to see you, my friend.
Just waking up over there in Australia.
I was going to say all the way from the other side of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
For those that catch us on the rewind, do yourself a favor. Check out some of Luis Dominguez's artwork. Check it out, all out. Seek it out. You will not be disappointed because his body of work is phenomenal. I think I'm safe in saying that. And
no doubt.
Just get out there and do it. I guess we'll see you. Catch you on the flip side. In the meantime, keep reading, keep collecting, and keep sharing.